Hello guys, it's Nikhil Roby Coleman and I'm with Tempo Finances, and we teach you guys how to eliminate debt. So today I will be teaching 4 different types of line of credits that you would need to acquire your financial freedom. I have a lot of clients that basically don't know what it takes to get a line of credit, or they don't know what they need to do to acquire a line of credit. So in this video today, I will be interpreting and educating you guys on how to acquire a line of credit and the different types. Not per se how to acquire a line of credit, but the different types of line of credits there are out there at these credit unions. Remember, banks doesn't really offer, some banks does, but that's very, very rare. But for the most part, credit unions offer lines of credit. And I want you guys to stay focused on that credit unions offer lines of credit. And I encourage you guys to go to a credit union to acquire a line of credit. So let's get into this video. And with the first line item, I want to start with a personal line of credit. A personal line of credit is, in an acronym standpoint, is a PLOC. That's what we like to call it. We like to call it a PLOC. For long term, the whole name of the acronym is personal line of credit. So with a personal line of credit, typically you need a 600 plus or 600 more for a personal line of credit. So and you need employment. That's for this personal line of credit. This is basically what you need for a personal line of credit. I had one client that had a 570, and they were blessed enough to get a line of credit for $10,000, a line of credit of $10,000, which was a blessing to them, because at first, when they first came to me, I was just like, hey, we need to figure out a different solution. And I had a solution that was ready, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I told them, go for it at first. Just go for it and try to get the personal line of credit and see what happens. And lo and behold, they got the line of credit for $10,000 at a 14.75% interest rate, which was a blessing. And to this day, they are doing great with it. So that's that. The second is a home equity sorry about that. The second line item is a home equity line of credit, which is called a HELOC, not a HELO. A HELO is a home equity loan. No HELO, this is a HELOC, home equity line of credit. Now with a home equity line of credit is a lot different from a personal line of credit. A home equity line of credit requires you, first you have to be a homeowner. That's the first requirement. You have to be a homeowner. Secondly, you need a 700 credit score, a 700 or higher credit score. And the thing about a home equity line of credit is a home equity line of credit is the equity of your home being used as a line of credit. So the credit unions, what they will do is, if you're already in a existing mortgage, the credit unions will pay for the whole mortgage. They'll pay for the whole mortgage, and you will pay down that debt through a line of credit, a home equity line of credit, which is also revolving as well. And I'm teaching that as well. All of these are revolving. So this is a very, 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 very powerful tool. It's the home equity line of credit. But we're going to get through this video. So yeah, got to be a homeowner, and you got to have a 700 plus credit score. In some cases, there are some places that you can acquire a home equity line of credit by being a first-time buyer. If you're trying to, your initial process is to come in with a HELOC, you can come in with a HELOC to purchase a home. So that's another great thing as well. You can come into a situation where you can purchase a home with the HELOC. So that's why this is like so powerful. Number three, we have a business. We have a business line of credit, which we call a BLOC. This is called the BLOC. A business line of credit, they are all different. Go to your local credit unions, go to your local credit union bank and see what are the requirements to acquire a business line of credit. Some places have different requirements. Some places have different rules that they have in order to get one of these. And so you have to really ask questions and go into the credit union and sit down with a teller and talk to them about a business line of credit. But for the most part, to give you the basics, to give you the foundation of a BLOC is a revolving line of credit for your business, right? This is a revolving line of credit for your business. It works just like any other line of credit, but it can be for your business. You can do it. You can use it for operating costs. You can use it for just the total operation period of your company or whatever that you have going on as far as business wise. So this is a very powerful tool for your business, and it raises all of these. I want to include that all of these lines of credit also boosts your credit score up tremendously. One client all the clients that I have, they credit scores go up between 25 to 100 points within months, which is outstanding. So not only are you getting your debts paid down or getting ahead, right? You're also building your credit as well. And that's one thing that this line of credit allows you to do, is build your credit. Because you got to understand, the credit bureaus, right? The credit bureaus, they care about consistency. That's what credit bureaus care about. They care about consistency. They don't care how much you're paying down on your your credits. They don't care about that. That doesn't matter to them. They really value consistency. So this is a consistent tool. Why is it a consistent tool? This is a consistent tool because it's a revolving line of credit. It's revolving. It's always going. It's not like a loan. A loan, right? A loan can build credit, right? It builds credit, but something that's revolving, it's never ending. So it'll continuously always build your credit. A loan can't always continuously build your credit because a loan has a life, it has a term to it. It has a certain time that it starts and it has a certain time that it ends. In this case, there's no certain time that it ends. It never ends. It's revolving. So this is why all of these different lines of credit are powerful. The fourth line item that we have is a credit card. A credit card, this can get tricky. That's why I leave it at number 4. A credit card can serve, hear me out. A credit card can serve as a line of credit if you cannot qualify for any of these other 3 lines of credit, right? So you have to be able to use a credit card properly, like a line of credit, to build your credit up. So now that your credit is built up to these requirements, now you can go in and have access to a personal line of credit or a home equity line of credit or a business line of credit. So a credit card is your best friend, but people use credit cards the wrong way and it becomes their worst enemy, right? So on this channel, we teach that a credit card is our best friend because we know how to use a credit card. We know what to use it for. We know how it works, like through and through. You know, we know how to calculate the interest. We know how to break down the interest of a credit card, all of that. And most credit card interest rates are typically higher, over 20%. That's all credit cards ranging around America and in some other countries as well. So we encourage on credit cards, we encourage high limits. We encourage high limit credit cards. Why do we encourage high limit credit cards? Because the more that we can use, the more that we can use to pay down our debts, the better and more powerful that the tool becomes. So we already know that the interests are typically high for credit cards, but at this point, right? At this point, we saying if you can't get a personal line, a home equity line, or a business line of credit, then you are basically forced to get a credit card if you don't already have one. We encourage to get a credit card and use that credit card as a line of credit. Makes sense? Right. So that's why a credit card is our best friend. When we see credit cards, we see friends. We like, oh yeah, that's, now it's all about what type of credit card we want, right? We want a high limit credit card. High limit with low interest. It's possible. So these are our 4 types of line of credits. But I'm going to go ahead and say that a home equity line of credit is by far the most powerful line of credit on this list. Easy. Because it's going off the equity of the home. It's going off the value of the home. What is equity? Equity is just a fancy term to say value. That's it. You can replace this word with value. Home value line of credit. That's all equity is in a broken down common denominator sense. Value. Equity is value. Oh, the equity of my home is $500,000. That's the value of your home. The equity of my home, I have $300,000 of equity in my home. You have $300,000 of value in your home. Simple. So the reason why a home equity line of credit is the best, a HELOC is the best. It's the best because think about having 300 to 400 to 500 plus thousands of dollars, right, on a revolving line of credit. Think about how much you can get done with that. A personal line of credit only goes, their limits only goes depending on where you at, what credit union you go to. Their limits only go up to maybe 150,000, 100,000, right? But a home equity line of credit, man, you can get a home equity line of credit based off the equity of your home. So if your home is $300,000 or if your home is $250,000, that's $250,000 line of credit that's revolving for you, and it's constantly working, and it never stops. So once you pay down the debt of your home, now you have a open $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 that's available to you for the rest of your life, right? And clients ask me, Nikhil, is there a repayment period? Yes, there's a repayment. Yes, there's a certain repayment period because a home equity line of credit goes for about 10 to 20 years. So if you get a home equity line of credit, right, you should be able, for instance, if you have an existing home equity line of credit, and you came in from the beginning with that home equity line of credit, you should pay off your house within 5 to 10 years. If you already have an existing mortgage and you convert it into a line of credit, depending on how long, whatever your situation is, depending on how long you had that mortgage and you convert it into a line of credit, you should be able to pay off your home within, I would say, 4 to 7 years. This home equity line of credit is so powerful because you guys sign up for mortgages that's over 30 years, 30-year mortgages, 15-year mortgages. But with a home equity line of credit, man, you paying off your mortgage within, like I said, 7 to 10 years if you start out the gate. And if you have an existing mortgage, you go in between 4 to 7 years paying off your mortgage, paying off your home, paying off your debt, paying down the debt on your home. So think about that. Let that sink in. 30-year mortgages, right? Do I want a 30-year mortgage, or do I want a home equity line of credit where I can pay down my debt on my home within 10 years? Doesn't that sound way better? That's less than half. That's less than half time of a mortgage. And I will make more videos. Of talking about the home equity line of credit, but I had to introduce to you guys today the 4 types of line of credits, which is needed because a lot of us just aren't educated on these lines of credits that's sitting there available for us at these credit unions. We're just not locked in. We're just not locked in to the point where we know these things, And I'm letting you know right now, your financial advisor, I'm very hard on financial advisors. Your financial advisors and all these other financial experts that claim that they know it all, don't introduce none of this to regular, hardworking citizens of America. And that's what I'm for. I'm for the hardworking citizens of America that bust their back each and every day to keep this country alive and living, right? To move around this economy that's already tough as is, to come out here every day to go to work 16 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours plus overtime, right? I do it for those people because they deserve it the most. So thank you for listening in to this video. Thank you for watching this video. You guys re-look at the videos. Keep looking at these videos. Keep looking at these videos because you're definitely going to need it. We all need it because we all are struggling with something. So with that being said, I will see you on the next video. Have a very, very blessed day.